Damn, I'm sorry. It's blurry. That's my fault. I'm sorry.
You gotta get your nerves together, Mike.
Yeah.
Your arm rattling, things of that nature.
That's true.
Want to search Bradley?
No,
Here we go. Here we go.
Okay, I won't do anything.
Hey everybody. Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Kingz Conversation. I am Enrique.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Mocha.
And we are so happy to have a very special guest with us today. But before we introduce him, we want to give a huge shout out again to one of our favorite shows called P Valley. This show has sparked so many conversations on so many different levels, and it has touched people literally all over the world. And so Mocha was inspired just from P Valley to have this conversation. So tell us a little bit about what we're going to be talking about today and how it correlates with P Valley, and then introduce our illustrious guests.
Well, we're always talking about, we're very transparent about us being gay and proud.
Right.
But before we're gay, we are kings.
Right.
And just like there are gay kings, they're also heterosexual,
Right.
straight kings. And with P Valley, you have a lot of guys on there who have a lot of respect for Clifford.
Yes.
You know, they respect him as, you know, being
boss.
the boss, as
Mhm.
being in charge of the girls, as being a public figure.
And being
in
one of the
community.
girls.
Exactly. They respect his pronouns and all of
Yes.
that. So today I'm so excited because my straight homeboy is here.
Okay. Yo, who's straight?
My straight homeboy.
Heterosexual.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure we use the right
Proper nouns.
Yes.
Yeah.
Proper nouns.
Heterosexual. And he's a king. So he
Yes.
is joining
Let
us
me make sure
on the
my
couch
crown
today.
is straightened together.
And he a mess, y'all. He a
Yeah.
mess, but I love him. Francis Washington is here with us
Indeed,
today,
indeed.
and
Hello,
we are
everybody. How
going
y'all
to
doing?
drill the hell out of him.
I'm not gonna
Come on, I mean, you know,
we
you gotta do it, Enrique.
we want to find out some perspectives, you know, from, you know, how he feels,
Right.
you know, how he thinks, and hopefully it can help educate a lot of y'all out there,
I don't
you
speak
know,
for
who
everybody, but I
want
do
to
have
know
a
some
perspective.
things, you know. So yeah,
And let me say this.
it's gonna be a show.
And let me say this. This man has been cutting up since
The
he has
entire
walked
time.
through this door.
He done taught the cameraman where to put the camera, how to work the mic. So yeah,
So, okay. So before we go into our questions, because we do have a lot of questions, I did ask you before we started, if you knew of P Valley. You were very clear that you watched P Valley. I was a little shocked, but it was great because you were able to give like immediate feedback when we were talking about that. So this is my number one question because I'm a pansexual man.
Okay.
So, and if, for people who may not know what pansexuality is, it means I'm attracted to men, I'm attracted to women, and I'm attracted to trans men and trans women. And so I'm very proud of my sexuality. Are you 100% heterosexual?
I would like to think so, you know.
Come through!
I would like to
You would like
think
to
so.
think so.
I've never like had any, you know, sexual urges towards a man, but I'm not one of those people that ain't that. You know how straight dudes, they too straight for their own good. Like,
Right.
oh, that dude, you find attractiveness in another dude. You get
Right.
No, that's not true. Come on now, y'all. That's a beautiful brother. That's a beautiful brother. That's a beautiful brother. You're a beautiful brother.
Respect
I'm
my
able to
pronouns.
see. Oh, I do apologize.
I'm just kidding. I'm just
I do
kidding.
apologize. I didn't get
No,
the
you-
prerequisite.
brother was right.
I
Brother
didn't
was
get
right.
the
No, you're right.
prerequisite.
You're right.
You
You're
know,
right.
But,
But
I
you're
was
just
referring
not-
to our melanin,
But
that's
you're
all.
just not sexually
yeah,
attracted.
No.
The same way that you would see if you would see a male and a female having sex, it turns you on differently if you would see two males having sex.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
That's
when
awesome.
it comes to guys like Francis, one of the reasons that I was so for this show is because my biological brother is a lot like Francis, and Mocha and I, we ride here together every week. My brother called me, what was that, 2 weeks ago, Mocha?
Mhm.
He called me on the phone and answered the phone and said, hey girl, And Mocha was like, that's your brother. I was like, that's just how we talk. That's just our relationship. And I love the fact that my brothers and I have the type of relationship to where there are no boundaries. They are heterosexual.
Right.
And they love their brother. And they love all my friends. All my friends who I grew up with, they love them. They call them their brothers.
Mm-hmm.
I think that when a man is able to play like that
Yes.
and be like that, he's more masculine and more confident than those guys that put on those fronts. and
Exactly.
those airs. Because I think that a lot of you put on those fronts because you have those DL tendencies or you have
Come through.
those thoughts. And it's where your insecurities lie. And I'm not calling none of y'all out.
I am.
I'm not trying to point fingers at anything. I just want you guys to understand that when you have problems with same gender loving people, the problem actually starts with you.
Exactly.
That's where it's
Because you have been nothing but comfortable, and that assures me of where you are. Usually, if men are like, I can't. Because my straight friends, they're very comfortable around me. We can talk. I can tell them who I'm having sex with. I can talk about what I did last night, and they're comfortable with that. They'll be like, oh, okay, that's what's up.
My personal opinion, if you're that uncomfortable with what another guy has going on with his sexual orientation, you may be a little afraid that you could be swayed.
Ah.
So if you're comfortable with what you got going on and what you like and who you are as a man and as a human being,
Right.
there's no
Okay.
discrimination amongst the people.
I love
Do you think that gay people are born gay, or do you think it's a choice?
Wow.
Good question.
That goes. Wow, there's a catch-22. I think that genuine gay people are legit born that way because I've had conversations with my gay friends and they've said, "Hey, man, I realized I was gay on the Sandlot." You know, and, when we was on the playground, I was 5-6 years old and I thought that boy was cute.
I was 3.
Enrique said he was 3. You know?
Right.
So it's legitimate.
Right.
The argument. You know what I'm saying? I don't digress from that. It is what it is. However, you got people who think that it's a trend, it's a fad, it's cool. You know, people been dating opposite sex their whole life, and then all of a sudden they hit high school and they want to be gay.
Okay.
So do you think that they're choosing it because it's a trend, or they're just realizing or coming into who they really are? Because that is the issue that I have with straight people. They're thinking that, oh, you just woke up one day and decided you like girls, or you just woke up one day and decided you like guys because it looks good and you're getting attention and da. But I feel that this is something that they were always born with, but something happened along the way in their life to trigger those emotions. I feel that it's something that's always there.
I'm tell you my
but it has to be a
Real
trigger
quick,
that brings it
I
out.
feel like to say that is to say that every homosexual has been traumatized in some way, shape, or form, and that's not true.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
let me help you out.
Okay.
So in my thought process, in my research that I've done throughout life, because that question always comes up, I feel that all human beings are born with those tendencies. And how those tendencies are nourished when you're a child, that's how that adult becomes that person that they are. So what happens is those people who come out late or who may, you may think are doing it as a trend, it is trendy to them, but they're actually same gender loving. It becomes trendy because it's the thing that's happening right now, and it makes them more comfortable to step into that lane.
Right.
Versus when we were shunned, and I can go to Lovecraft Country, the episode that just happened, where the guy it's set in the 50s, and the guy was hiding his sexuality because it was not something that you could put in the front at that time, so they had the underground clubs. But had he been able to, I don't know if y'all saw the episode, but when they lifted him up and he was dancing, and
the
had
glitter was falling on him.
That was his coming of age to say, okay, I'm actually able now to be myself. So I think that when heterosexuals become homosexual, it's more of a fad only because it's perceived that way to society, because it's happening at that time.
Exactly, and it's more acceptable.
It's trending.
I dig that.
That's what makes it
dig
trendy.
that.
So
I
that
dig
means
that.
you feel that people who say, or guys or women that say, I feel like a woman inside, or I feel like a man inside, and I want to transition and become trans, you feel like that's a choice.
For me?
I'm asking.
Okay, reiterate the question. You asked me.
So,
that I feel like people who
Do you feel
identify
like
as
okay,
a whole nother opposite sex.
let's talk about Zaya Wade.
Okay.
Okay, how do you feel about that? Because Zaya wants to be
personally?
Yes.
Zaya wants to be referred to as a girl.
Right.
Zaya says she's a girl.
And her parents refer to her
As a girl,
girl
and
now.
they say she
Listen.
and they say her, and she goes by Zaya.
How do you feel about
How
that?
do you feel about that?
Okay, Francis. I am a father.
Okay.
I have a little girl.
Okay.
She'll be 1.5 years this month.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
She's
Thank you.
beautiful, by
I
the way.
appreciate that. I appreciate
She's
that.
gorgeous.
She must take up that money. But go ahead.
They better stop coming for you.
I'm talking about full speed, but listen, it's okay. Listen, it's okay. I got a child, and I say that I used to be a little more ignorant to the subject, but when I had a kid, I would do anything to support my baby. You
That's
get what I'm
right.
saying? I do not care what the situation is. If it means that I'm going to support her and be happy about the situation, and she's going to love me more for it rather than shun me and resent me,
Right.
that's the position I'm going to play.
That's right.
Now, if as a human being I feel some type of way about whatever she may have going on, I'm going to keep that to myself, and I'm going to take that to the grave with me, because I'm going to be a father first. Now, when it comes to D Wade, me personally, I feel like him himself may be a little saucy, so he nurtured that because he cool with that anyway.
Wow.
Well, that's been rumored.
That has definitely been rumored.
People looked at his attire and the clothing and things, and they always have said he's been a little.
But we also
Suspect.
have to make sure that we mention that Gabrielle, who is amazingly gay friendly, she hires his stylist.
Mhm.
And so he's going to always look trendy because of the fact that he has amazing stylists there too.
And that's just fine. But you as a man, you have a say
Say
so
so.
at the end of the day.
And he likes
I'm
it,
with
right?
At the end
You
of
told
the
me he
day,
liked
you
that
have a say
fuchsia
so. You like that.
and that mauve.
You liked it. You was
Okay.
like, oh, I'm cool with
So-
that
so-
you picked out.
Hold on,
Yeah,
okay,
let's
I
do that
got the
pink.
next one. More.
Can I ask a question?
I got one.
Ooh, that
Hold on,
felt
hold on,
good
I
to
got
say.
one more question.
That
I got
felt
one-
so
I got
good
one-
to
I got
say.
a question in that lane. So if we're speaking of Dwayne Wade raising Zaya and supporting Zaya, a lot of people feel, and we've talked about this before, a lot of people feel that when you have same-gender loving parents raising kids, that the kids may turn out to be not as good as people who are heterosexual raising kids.
Not as
Yes.
good.
Yes,
I
people
need
believe
some-
that.
They
I
feel
need some
that
elaboration on that. Not as good.
Well,
What
a lot
do
of
you
people
mean?
feel
They're
that
gonna grow up and
when
have
you're same-gender
character
loving,
flaws?
yes.
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 Wow.
Yes.
Yes, they feel like they
Wow.
have character flaws, like they're not going to be good, productive members of society. And research has shown that children that are raised by healthy, same-gender loving parents actually do better.
They do. They're more loving and compassionate and understanding.
Yes, and they're more open-minded and ready to receive.
So what are your views on that?
About the children?
What do
Listen.
you think about same gender loving people raising a child, getting married and raising a child growing up in a home with same gender loving people? Do you feel that it's going to have any type of effect on the child's sexuality? Do you feel like it's going to affect their growth and their development and how they navigate in society? Do you think that it's okay?
That's a lot of questions.
I'm taking it in. I'm
Do
taking
you
it
think
in.
that it's okay for them to show love and affection in front of their child?
Mo, that's good.
Okay. So I was going to say that it's a 50-50 split, but
Okay.
but now it's a 33, and 33 with that little 1% left out of here.
Okay.
Okay, so check me out. Listen, as a straight man, you know, sometimes we grow up, we got ignorant views. When I say ignorant, I mean ignorant by definition. I
Right.
mean uneducated,
Get it?
ill-informed views.
Oh, I like this guy.
You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So when I say that, I mean to say that, oh, when you see two dudes raising a baby, you're like, oh my God, the baby's gonna automatically take their relationship and say, oh, that's life, that's what's going on. But that may not be their preference. Now, this is where the duality
Right.
comes in.
Right.
Because you know what I'm saying? Because although that may not be that child's preference, they may be looking at this as an example, and they may not really. That's where it becomes the adult's responsibility to inform the child,
Right.
or educate the child
Right.
when they feel like that child is old enough to receive that type of information,
Right.
and go forth and go forward. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because if this is just me personally,
Mhm.
if I had a dad and a dad,
Mhm.
but I still like girls,
Mhm.
I don't think that my dad and my dad can make me like
That's
guys.
right. That's
You
right.
get what I'm saying? Like
They couldn't.
their example on life is that's their personal business.
Right.
Me, you know, when I grow up and be like, okay, well, my dad liked guys.
Right.
However, I don't really see guys like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. You know.
So,
But it's like I said, it's a catch-22 because during those formidable years of youth,
Right.
you don't really know no better.
But children know energy, and they know good environments. They know safety.
Mm-hmm.
They know love.
Mm-hmm.
They know if I need something, I can go to my parent, whether it is a male or a female. Like, as long as they have that security and that assurity that no matter what, they're going to be okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So during those years, that is what the most important thing. I was 100% ready for my daughter to be gay. 100% I was ready. My daughter's gonna be gay. She gonna like girls. She gonna play basketball. She gonna wear dreads. I had it all down.
Mapped out.
Because her mother played basketball. Her mother actually could have went to the WNBA. And I was all prepared. Yeah, that girl got here liking dudes. I said, ugh.
Oh, what?
Yes.
So you wanted her to be?
I was completely mentally prepared. But you know what my daughter told me one day? And because my daughter has seen me go through different relationships, she told me this. She said, Dad, she said, I just want to see you in a happy and healthy relationship. She said, that's what means the most to me. So I wanted, because we were talking about children. But this is my question to you.
Hold on before you go to your question.
Uh-huh.
I want to talk about my son.
Okay, yes.
So when my son was 14, and oh God, every time I tell this story, it tears me up because I took him to get his first job. Well, I took him to his first job because I got him his first job. So I was taking him to work because my mindset was, you're going to get a job. If I got to take you every day, pick you up, I don't care.
Right.
Because I just want you to work. So my son asked me, asked my son if he knew about my sexuality because he has two older sisters and they had been telling him things.
Right.
And he said, well, you know, my sisters are saying this with that guys. And I said, well, that's true. And he said, are you happy? I said, yeah. He said, well, Daddy, that's all that matters.
See?
That's all that matters. He said, so many people put so much focus on other people's lives. And he was 14.
Right.
So many people put so much focus on other people's lives instead of worrying about their own. He said, all I want you to be is happy. Every time I've ever called my daddy, you've been there. And you've given me everything I needed, so I'm good. And even to this day with my husband, they are the best of friends.
That's good.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. It's
right.
phenomenal. So
and he's made you a grandpa.
Twice.
What were you going to say before I ask my question? What were you going to say?
I was going to say that's beautiful, and it seems like the younger generations or the further generations are more accepting.
They
are more acclimated.
That's because of
the
trending
to like,
thing
you know what I'm saying?
about.
You know,
becoming trendy.
it's like
so
now,
it's
like
trending.
if you were a straight male and your son came out and said, "Oh, Daddy, I'm gay," it may or may not have been a different story. You know what I'm saying? But your son, you see how accepting your son was? You see that?
Because I think younger people just go with the signs of the times. So this is my question. In psychology, we study human sexuality. This is one of the reasons why I don't believe that anybody should be in ministry and you have not studied human sexuality. One of the things we learned is that sexuality is a spectrum. And on one end, there's the extreme of heterosexuality. And on the other end, there's the extreme of homosexuality. And what we learn in psychology is that everybody falls somewhere on the spectrum. That means what we believe in psychology is that everybody has bisexual tendencies, right? So my question to you is, how do you know that you are straight? Do you know that you are straight because all you have ever experienced was a female? Or do you know that you are straight because you've had an opportunity to experience same gender loving type of a situation or a homosexual situation, and that just wasn't for you?
Okay, here we go. As a child, you know how you got cousins, brothers,
right?
X, Y, and Z, this and that and the third.
Right.
Everybody may have different backgrounds, different that and the third.
Right.
You do certain. What?
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Yes.
I never really was comfortable with the
hunching and the
You
carrying.
get what I'm alluding
Right.
Don't allude.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't gotta allude. You're
I
safe
never
here.
really was comfortable with
the male-on-male action.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But
And that doesn't make you gay.
But you know what trips me out is the fact that we were 6 and 7 years old in the first place, even having a mind to be sexual in the first place. You get what I'm saying? Like the world is a trippy place, and the human mind is a trippy place.
Yes.
Yes.
But Yeah, but like I said, I realized that early on, like
That just wasn't
for you.
It just wasn't really, it just
Get it? I
you
get
know,
it.
no,
I get it.
And
it's
see,
not-
I loved it. And
Okay.
so that's how I knew.
So you
know what
loved
I'm
it.
saying? I loved it.
You loved the what?
Yeah,
What did you
every
love,
minute of it.
Mocha?
I
What did
love-
you love?
I loved the connecting and just
Of the
being-
bodies?
of the bodies, and just
Mhm.
being around other guys and
Mhm.
other boys like me. I thought it was normal.
Okay.
I knew it wasn't normal.
I thought it was like normal play. I thought that it was normal to do that.
Have you ever had
It
vagina
wasn't-
though?
I'm sorry.
Have you ever had vagina?
Yeah,
Damn, that's
Oh,
a good question.
yeah, and she loved it.
Oh, she loved it.
She loved it.
You weren't for it.
You-
I had to look at the porn video and stare at him
Oh,
in order to get on.
No, vagina was something good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't-
vagina's amazing.
I
Let me tell you
I-
something.
I just didn't like. I'm gay. I'm gay.
Oh, see, I have another question.
Yeah.
Mocha tambourine player, y'all.
Okay,
I'm-
so
I'm
listen.
gay.
So now another thing that's trending now is
Okay.
trans men.
Okay.
I have an infinity for trans men. My boo knows I like trans men. I am about trans men. I love trans women too, but I love the idea of a trans man who gives this male persona, who carries themselves in a masculine way.
Look just like
But
a
when
man.
they open them legs, it ain't nothing but vagina right there. When I'm telling y'all, when God blesses me to be able to have that experience, because I have not had an
I
experience
have
with
some
a trans.
friends that have, and they said that
I
it's
have not,
amazing.
and let me tell you something. There is someone who
And
I
there's
would
so
love.
many here that love gay men.
Go ahead and
Listen.
say you said love dick.
I knew. I
It was right
saw
there
it. I
on my
saw
phone.
it.
So
It
my
was
question
right there on
to
my
you,
phone.
Okay.
my question to you is, if you had a homeboy
Okay.
who was a trans man, that means he was a
I
male
mean, he's
with a
man.
vagina.
He looks just like a man, but he
Look
got,
just like a man.
But
but
when
he
you
got a
open-
coochie.
but got a coach.
Would you eat it?
Would I eat it?
If it was your homeboy and y'all was like smoking and you was drinking a little bit and the situation, this is real shit.
It's real shit.
I don't think so.
Why?
I don't know.
It's vagina.
I don't know. I really don't know. You know what's so crazy about that? Oh my God, Lord. They're
You
gonna
are
pin
doing
me-
so
they're gonna pin
good.
me to the cross. Look, listen.
No, go ahead.
Listen. I swear on everything I love in the heavens above. If it were a guy with a vagina, I ain't.
But you still see the physique.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like I tell one of my friends all the time, I swear on everything. You catch me on the right drink. If one of those lady, boy,
Come through.
with the full female physique,
Uh-huh.
she look and act just like, but you whip it out and you
Right,
got
right.
Going on. Listen,
And you are still considered a
Listen.
straight
on
man.
the right
Because
night,
that's
I might
the
go
considered-
ahead.
that's
I
exactly.
might go ahead and run off in her. Like
We about to be friends. All of us is about to be friends. Are you serious?
I'm dead
Because
serious.
he sees a woman.
That's what
I
I'm
see
talking
a
about.
You see a
You get what I'm
girl.
saying? I see
So
a
that
girl.
doesn't.
And you don't mind flipping that thing over and just getting it.
See that doesn't make him gay, and I keep telling people that all
That
the time.
does not
because
make
when he
you
look
gay.
at her,
And that's
he
what
sees
I
a woman.
learned. That's what
The thing we must understand about sexuality is sexuality is about energy. And when
If people understand that, this world
Will
would
be
just
so
much more
much-
smoother.
you
Why are you looking like that over
You-
now?
I'm just.
listen,
I'm
you
floored.
need
I'm
to
floored.
listen. You should have to let God use you because so many trans women are suffering. I'm being serious because they feel that a straight man could never
See them as a woman.
see them as a woman, and for you to say that brings so much goodness.
Okay, I'm finna
May I
come
say
into
this?
my story.
May I say this?
Yes, go ahead. Go
Always
ahead.
have my story.
Sexually, sure, I see you as a woman, but as a mate, no, you can't have my baby.
Oh, right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
You can't,
And that's something you would desire in the future
exactly.
more.
You know what I'm saying? So it would just be a lust.
But it doesn't mean that it can't get that dick hard and you couldn't break that back.
Okay, but because I'm sitting
love
back
it,
up, I'm
Mike.
sitting back. Hold on,
I love
Listen,
it,
you
Mike.
know.
I'm sitting
I
back.
love
I'm,
it.
I'm sitting
You
up on
know.
the sofa, so y'all know when I sit up, that means I'm finna go into my story.
Go ahead.
So living the life of a trans woman, and I'm only saying that because
Right.
I lived the life of a woman for like 12 years.
Whoa!
Yeah, but
I thought it was 2.
no, I don't know why you thought it was 2. Yeah, but never identifying as trans. Because
Right.
that word wasn't around at that
Right.
time.
It wasn't trendy.
So I get exactly what he's saying, because you had those guys who looked at you and said, "Oh my God, like you give me every essence of a woman. You smell like a woman. You're soft. You have small feet, small head, like all that. They love it." But everything he just said, you a man, but for the trans community, that's not an a man, because I become a fetish. I become a lust. And he just told you, I would want you for this, but we could not be together. In a trans woman, trans man mind, I need togetherness. I want a relationship.
Yeah, they don't like being fetished.
So
Okay.
for you to tell me that I want you sexually, yeah, for
That's
those
not
who,
enough.
those who are sluts and whores and that's all they want is sex, that's fine with them. They just want the dick, they just want the pussy, whatever it is.
Right.
But you got a lot of trans people who want everything.
Family.
I want it all. But hold on.
No, I agree.
Everything that he just said, I went through. But the guy said, "But you can't give me a baby." And that's the one
How
thing.
did that make you feel?
It didn't make me feel any kind of way, because as I told him, I don't have a problem with you sleeping with girls because I can't give you pussy. I can only give you what I have.
Right.
So oh Jesus, Lord
Educate
Jesus.
me.
Oh Jesus. So with him, he wanted me to only be with him.
Okay.
And I told him, I like men.
Mm-hmm.
You like men and women. So it's not my fault that you're out getting pussy, and if I can't mess around, or if I'm gonna mess around, it's gonna be with another man. His thing was, but he can give you what I give you. That's your choice though. So I can't argue with you about you sleeping with this woman, because again, I don't have titties. I have a breastplate. I have,
Right.
bird seeds, whatever we're
Right.
using at the time. And I'm not gonna bleed. I can't get, I literally can't do what she does. But the odd thing about it was, he had one girlfriend, and I'm talking from experience, but I'll tell you it. He had one girlfriend that was cool.
With y'all.
Yeah, but she thought we were cousins. He never explained it to her, but she always knew. Like, she always made her little hints. And I remember specifically one day they came to my house to pick me up, and I'm up in, and she got in the backseat. But to a trans woman, and as I said, I never was identified as trans,
Right.
but as a girl, one of the girls,
Right.
to have the girl get in the back.
Backseat and honor you. Yes. I got that.
But I get exactly what he's saying. You can see it in a sexual way, but
Right.
for the trans community, there's much more than sex. There's
So
way much more.
that's what I was going to ask you. What if you ran into a situation like that, where it was a trans woman and she became your best friend, and you all hung out and y'all were cool and like you fell in love? The reason why I'm saying this is because on The Shy that happened, and we saw Luke James play an amazing character where he fell in love with a trans woman. If that ever happened, would you be able to go beyond, there could never be a future for us?
First and foremost, shout out to Luke James.
Yes.
Make Love to Me. That's a beautiful song. Listen. Oh, and you played a darn good Johnny Gill. Listen. My bad. I'm pretty much open to anybody's whatever.
Okay.
If we're best friends, we're best friends. If we're cool, we're cool. Now, say that one more time. Now, if I can't really. You said on The Shy.
Yeah, I'm
It
saying
happened.
it happened. Yes.
And he was best friends with a transgender
Woman.
And I want to get my pronouns together.
Yes, and she
was a woman,
she's beautiful. She loves him. She's a woman in every way
Supports him.
except for the simple fact that
she
she
can't-
genitalia
Yes.
is that of a man, and he done fell in love.
He fell in love.
And the question is,
If that ever happened to you, would you be able to move beyond?
The
I
genitalia.
couldn't do this because you can't give me a baby.
the heart wants what the heart wants.
Ah,
That's-
I love him.
He's so excited.
I love truth.
It's true.
I
you know?
love truth.
The
That's
heart
right.
wants what the heart wants.
Where did we hear that?
You can't
That was
on
sit
Pete Valley.
here- You can't sit here and say, "Oh well, this and that." Well, because you're gonna be miserable. You're gonna be
Yes.
depressed and some more. And some
Wow.
more. Yeah.
There's a trans woman
Yeah.
who I absolutely love and adore, and her name is Riley Knox.
Okay.
And she lives in Washington, D.C.
I follow her.
And she's a Beyonce impersonator.
Mm-hmm.
She looks like her. She dances like her. She dresses like her.
Mhm.
When
saw
I
her.
met her, I swear to God, and she has no clue, I fell in love with that girl that day. and she was just so beautiful. I didn't see nothing
But woman.
but fish. You hear me? And I didn't care. And if I could have been with her, I probably would have been with her. And that's just
I mean, you're paying sex for, so you still can.
Yeah.
But
Talking about sex.
I have a boo
Since
now,
we're
but
talking about sex,
Go ahead,
you
bro.
do know,
Okay.
because we've talked about it,
Okay.
there are a lot of straight guys who enjoy being penetrated by their girls.
oh,
They like
No.
getting their ass ate by their girls.
Hey,
God, no.
Do you think that is a gay tendency? Or do you think that it's just a guy exploring his
sexuality?
Yes, and just being fluid?
50-50. Let me tell you something, because I'm a very technical human being.
Okay.
By definition, yeah, if you want to look at it from a societal standpoint,
Mhm.
anal play
Right?
is a gay tendency. However,
Come through.
if you want to be completely honest, the anus is an erogenous zone. You as a man can't help the fact that it feels good when somebody is playing or dibble-dabbling or
I agree.
doing this and that
It
and the
feels
third with your anus. You get what I'm saying?
When I tell you this episode is going to
Baby!
fucking
You
go
can't help
viral.
that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I literally just read an article where a guy in Florida was upset. He was pissed because his doctor caused him to have an orgasm.
Yes, that's right.
During his prostate exam.
That's right. Right, he actually fought him.
You
Right.
cannot be upset at the
But
the fact that your anatomy
Yes.
reacts to certain things.
does your anatomy react to
I
anal
don't-
pleasure?
I
You
don't
don't know
know.
yet.
So
Okay.
to counter respond to the question,
I'm sure it would.
Mocha.
Shit, it's an erogenous
Right.
zone.
And
The
that's what
fact
I
that you
if
are
it would-
using
if it-
right
if it
terms
would-
and
Yes.
If it would react to it, I wouldn't be able to help that. You know what I'm saying? As a human being.
one of the things I'm
The
definitely
education.
attracted to people who are
Mhm.
educated and intelligent. You
Articulate.
have my attention,
Yes.
sir.
That's why I'm
You are killing
me,
it.
man. Because you know what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm gonna do.
whatever. So when it comes to, and there's a
Just the hater
couple
on the show, I
on
understand.
Twitter, the guy, the Carlisle guy. tattoo,
Yes, Mr. Carlisle.
Right.
Yes,
And
I've chatted with him before.
Him and
yes.
his girlfriend, they have no boundaries.
None.
No boundaries. So I'm gonna say this: everything that he just said, I totally agree with. But I don't look at it as a homosexual tendency.
It's
if you
not.
allow your girlfriend to put on the strap on and do you, my biggest problem with people is them not being honest with themselves.
Exactly.
Completely. If you get a girl or you get a guy and y'all are both open and willing to do whatever, that's the best relationship in the world.
Yes.
Because you don't have to go out and do other things. So if she straps on because you get off on the penetration of your girl
Yes.
penetrating you, that's something totally different than you having a homosexual interaction.
Male. Yes, that's right.
That's something totally. Just because she strapped on a penis
Does not
does
mean.
not, because what else she gonna insert into you? There's nothing else she
Exactly.
can insert. So sexually, it would have to be a penis. Well, your production is laughing. I'm about to hit it. But I think that I personally am not there. I know you probably are, but I'm not there. But I am in support of everybody who is about total happiness.
Right.
And when it comes to that, anybody, and especially that guy in Florida, I never read that article because I probably would have commented on whatever I saw because
Yes.
that's just stupid.
That's
Because
just
your
stupid.
prostate is what gets you.
Right.
So if you're getting a
Shit.
prostate exam, then it's bound to happen.
Right.
It's bound to happen. So what are you mad about? But
Go ahead, Mo. What you gonna
I think
say?
it's
I
drink.
don't have anything to say.
I
I'm
got
just
a drink.
So I will tell you this. I am a top. So in
Are you?
yes, I'm a butch queen. I'm a butch queen, but I'm a top. But I will tell you this. I was just telling my boo the other day, or today, or yesterday, I can't remember, that it is like it's now intriguing me to see how people who bottom or are into anal play, whether they're straight or gay, the kind of pleasure and the sensations that they seemingly encounter during these times. Now, I was told when you get older, you become a little bit more fluid in your positioning, right?
You do.
So maybe that's what
His face light up.
I love talking about sex. But so let me ask you this: Are you open to ever having that experience in your erogenous zone?
referring to somebody either
Yeah, good
A,
girl.
pegging or
Pegging
eating it.
or eating it? Yeah.
It's happened before.
Okay.
Yeah, it's happened before. She was like legit with hers. Like, you
Okay.
know what I'm saying? Like, I swear to
And you
God.
enjoyed it?
And it tripped me out because it was
What
her
position
idea.
were you in when you did
It was her idea.
Don't
I
answer
was
it.
gonna say, why would you let him
Don't
walk into the show?
answer it. Don't answer it.
I want to know. The
We know
people
you
want to know.
No, you want to know.
Yeah. Listen, she had my back. She had my legs in the air like I was a baby getting my diaper changed. You
Come
understand
through,
me?
bro.
And she
Yes.
was like face down in the thing. And I was just like tripping at first because it never happened. But then I was just like, okay, all right,
Were you flinchy when she first went in, or you?
Man, look, man, you gotta be receiving of whatever's going on. We're grown. You gotta be receiving of whatever's going on.
That's right.
You know,
Right,
like,
right.
legit. She say, "Hey, whoop, turn over and let me do this." You're gonna be like, "Okay, come on in." You know,
You
so,
are definitely a heterosexual male.
Yeah, so she was like, "Okay, come on in."
I
This
questioned
is
it when
what
you
it
came
is.
in.
Why? Because I look nice.
Yeah,
Because I look
well,
nice.
yes, you talk very clear,
Oh,
and
you know what?
you know.
You know what?
It's funny
You know
that
what?
people do that.
It's a shame.
And I don't like that.
It's a
Well,
shame
I
that
don't like it
an
because-
intelligent,
That's right.
articulate
Very
young man who is
right,
able to orate.
right, and your clothes fit.
And tell us
And
about
so-
the girls. Tell us about the trashy ass bitches that you done dealt with.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
come
Who judged you
Hold on, you
because
sound
you
mad.
were articulate.
You're right.
Who
You know what?
judged you
You're right.
because you
You're
carried
right.
I said I wasn't
yourself
gonna
right.
say it,
Because
so I'm
they're
right.
used to
I told y'all what
You're
it
right.
Because
is, so I
they
won't.
wanted you to handle them like
You're
trash,
right.
and they
You're
wanted you
right.
to talk to
You're
them like, yo,
You're
shawty,
right. Yeah.
and woo, woo,
You're
woo.
right.
Yeah, so you
And-
have
and
every
yeah,
time
tell us
I look
about
at
it.
Yeah, they called him gay because he wanted to share
Mocha.
That pisses me off.
Yeah, I've
Mocha
actually,
mad, y'all.
I've actually been
pisses
called
me
all types of
off.
stuff just because I'm a, an intellectual young man. You might be gay. Why you talk so
Oh,
private?
wow.
I'm like, wow, you're very and too much so acclimated to these inner city ignorant Negroes
Ignorant.
who shout, this you to death. So that when somebody come to you with some sense, oh my God, he must be a homosexual.
Y'all girls
He
getting
must
that?
like dudes, but not like, come on, baby, Jesus
It's
Christ.
crazy.
Right, but they
All
want,
you trying to do is be cool
but
and
they
just.
want a gentleman. They want somebody that's
No.
gonna treat-
They say
They
No,
say they say they want.
exactly.
They say they
don't
want
know
it.
what they want.
don't
for
know.
real.
They
No,
want it,
they
but
say
that's
they
not
want that,
what
but when they
really
get that,
want,
oh, you're
because when they
corny.
get it, they want
But-
to call
you're
you a
lame.
corny.
But
And
or
then
you're
they get
gay.
mad when you go and try to get a white girl.
So
That is
okay,
the truth.
Then they get mad when you go and
Mo,
get a
that's
white
hold on,
girl.
hold on. Let me dumb this down.
Talk that
Let me
shit.
dumb this
Come on
down.
now.
It's the same
on now.
stereotypical thing we go through when an educated black man speaks intelligent and they say he's trying to be white.
Yeah, we gotta
And,
stop
and I've never
equating that.
understood, and I'm gonna say
Right.
this right now. Y'all know I try my best to stay away from controversial situations, but an educated black individual does not sound white. They sound educated.
Period.
You sound
Period.
stupid for saying that because you making it sound as if you don't talk with sense, you're black. Every time a white person says, "Cause this is," oh, you trying to be black? No, they just ignorant.
Right.
So the levels is intelligence and ignorance. It's not black and white. So please stop that.
In other words, stop equating intelligence with being
White.
Exactly,
Because
because
we-
it's not.
Because we're still raised with the mentality that if you're white, you're right. But if you're black, you're back.
Mhm.
And we still have that mentality. So we're going to wrap all of this up, but I wanted to ask you this. You are an intelligent black king who has definitely shined so much light in this episode. How do you feel that in the future you can help other heterosexual men and women to become a little bit more open-minded and accepting and educated concerning the difference between all of our sexualities?
I think that first and foremost, we have to separate our train of thought from the old school narrative of homosexuality and it being so taboo.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because I myself, I don't really care for homosexuality being in like children's programs or cartoons or things of that nature.
Okay.
Because I feel like now you're I'm all for representation.
Influencing.
I understand that, but now I feel like you're influenced and or swaying.
Yes.
Well, do you think that they do that with stories like Cinderella and The Little Mermaid and all
Also,
because here's a girl who falls in love with a man and she gets happy ever after. So is that level of influence okay, but not to have, Simba turn out to actually be in love with another male lion, which we do know is normal in the Lion Kingdom.
well, you know what? I've never thought about it that way, Mike. I've never put any thought into that.
Because I hear people say that a lot. Like,
But
if we
that
include,
goes into the making heterosexual the normality.
but
That's why.
but shouldn't it be just as normal
Yes.
Mhm.
You're
as
absolutely right.
heterosexuality? The reason why they don't is because most of the things we do is based on Christianity.
I was just about to say that
And-
depends on your beliefs.
Exactly,
It
and then
depends on
because
who you talk to,
and
at the end
because
of the
we
night.
use Christianity to influence our country when everybody may not believe the same thing, it is, to me, unfair to not have equal representation. The fact that we're getting ready to have a black Ariel is everything to me. You get what I'm saying? The fact that we can have some cartoons where there is, two guys who like each other. Everybody knew growing up, Bert and Ernie were together. It just, we couldn't say it.
That's real talk. No, that's real.
And we all knew Big Bird was gay.
But
Right,
because then we know Ernie and Bert had the same biz that Lucy and Dizzy had.
Exactly.
I follow a young
The
man
same
on
bit.
Facebook. He had the audacity, the gall, or whatever you'd like to call it, to state that if your man watches P Valley, that he is a quote unquote punk, sis. You know what I told him?
What did you
What
say?
did you tell him?
I said,
kid
first
that
and
stuff.
foremost, you're the one that just used sis to refer to females.
Ah!
But we the one suspect for like entertainment on television.
Right.
That's just the first
Forgetting
thing.
that ass and titties is in it, but
And
okay.
pussy.
I said, second of all, it's a show about strippers.
Women.
Say it again. What?
Strippers. It's a show about strippers.
I always look kind of side-eyed at guys who walk into an environment or watching a television show and immediately their attention goes to gay.
I agree.
What
When
you
you walk into
about?
a room and it's women, beautiful women everywhere, and you see 3 gay guys, and the first thing you say is, "Oh man, bro, I gotta get up out of here. There's too many folks up in here." It's just 3 of them.
And you got
and
all
these
this
women
pussy
in here.
and all this
And your
titty.
focus is on them. It's the same thing
What's
with
up
Pete
with
Valley.
you,
There's
man?
only Uncle Clifford and Lil Berta, and the rest is coochie and titties everywhere.
Ain't but Uncle Clifford.
Preach more.
Ain't
Lil
but
Murda.
Uncle Clifford and Lil Murda, and you more worried about them than all these beautiful women and all these fat booties on
Falling
the phone,
from the sea.
falling
Lord
from
be
the
the
sea.
day.
Mississippi.
That's what you want to focus on.
Mercedes,
The fact that
them
Uncle
two
Clifford
alone.
What's her name? Mercedes.
And I'm sorry, even Gidget was getting
I
it.
can't take it. Even
Let me
little
say it
pretty
the way
leg
somebody- the way
Gidget with them
Ricky
pretty
wants
white
it. Pretty
legs.
legs.
No, they said Mercedes.
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 But I mean, you got Mississippi and Mercedes on here. Who should be taking every straight guy's attention?
especially Mississippi.
Who should
Definitely,
be taking every straight
definitely.
guy's attention? But they are so focused on Uncle
Uncle
Clifford and
Clifford,
Lil
yeah.
Murda.
They missed it.
What you
They
really
did.
say? Let me tell you, I try to tell my pops all the time because he has a thing with homosexuality. He was born in 1957.
Right, oh yeah.
Hell,
Right.
you know that's to
And
be
that's not
expected.
changing. Right.
You get what I'm saying? He has a thing, and I say, Pop, first and foremost, you in your 60s, bro. They don't want you anyway. That's just the first thing. And then second of all, man, I said, dog, they, it depends on how you choose to look at life. You block your blessings, man. Shunning people just
right.
because of what they do
What
and
they
personal,
do.
You know,
In
what they
there.
do in
They
their personal life.
in there.
You know what I'm saying? Because I've had a lot of homosexual associates, counterparts, friends, all of that have looked out for nothing but my best interest. And if I was one of those ignorant people that have been like, I don't, I'd
You'd have
still
missed
be
out on
over
it.
there.
You
You
missed out
get
on
what
the
I'm
lot.
saying? Like it doesn't make no sense to be a person like that.
Right.
Also, what I try to tell my father from my research and from what I've learned from homosexuals, bro. It's the ones that shun it a little too hard
That's right.
that are hiding something. So I
Right.
tell my pop, hey, pop, hey, man, look, listen, you might want to be a little more friendly.
Right.
You know, you might want to be a little more friendly, man, because they might think you're hiding
So
something.
we're
man. It is what
gonna
it is.
wrap this up, but I'm gonna tell the story about my dad because heterosexual dad
Right.
and a homosexual with a dad who is a preacher.
Ooh,
And I've
my
mentioned-
father's an ordained minister.
I've mentioned before to Mike and Mocha, I don't know if I've ever mentioned it on film, that when I told my father I was gay, he said to me, I always knew it,
See?
but you're my son and I love you. And he said every time he's ever had any conversations with other preachers, they've always said, how can you deal with that? And he told them, if homosexuality is a sin, my son has to answer to that for himself.
Right.
That is still my child.
That's right.
And I'm not pushing my child to the side.
That's
I only
right.
have my children. I brought him into this world, and I'm going to love my child and support my child. And that's exactly what he does. So there are good people out there
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
support it. And it's not to say that it's right or wrong, because I know that people are going to get in the comments because it's always been an argument whether homosexuality is right or wrong and blah, 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 blah. It's your life. That's why every time he said they and their, mine. It's my
Right.
choice. It's my life.
Right.
If it's not affecting or effecting you, you have nothing to say to it.
Right.
If it doesn't apply, don't reply. Leave me alone.
Oh my God, that was
I
so good.
love that. I love
That was
Period.
so good. Well, we definitely hope that you
Period.
have enjoyed this conversation. Francis, thank you so much for
Oh,
coming.
man, my pleasure,
Man, you
I
have
appreciate
to
the invite.
come back.
Oh, y'all want my boy to come back?
We want
No,
him
I'm
back.
good.
We want him back.
I'm good. I had enough.
Yeah, I knew y'all would love him.
Please make sure.
I don't need another
y'all
short
would
person
love
on the
them.
show. Because he's
Please,
just as short as me on
Please make sure that you follow us on all social media. Make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And listen, when I tell you your numbers on social media are about to go up,
Oh, yeah.
they are about to go up. And it's so refreshing to have conversations like this because it lets me know that even at 42 that the world is changing.
Mm-hmm.
It's changing in my generation, but I see it in you all's generation just so much more, and it gives me hope for our future. So thank you. That's pretty dope. All right, everybody, listen, do not forget to register to vote. We
Please.
have
Rock
a
the vote,
work
man. Rock the vote.
Please.
to do.
Rock the vote.
and this
My
will be
God.
you all's
Indeed,
last
man.
time seeing me look this scruff.
Yeah, it's because I've been trying to, baby, let me tell y'all something. I have to sit next to him. And if you guys have never met Michael is an actual beautiful and gorgeous man.
Oh, thank you,
And
man.
we say it to him all the time. And every week I'm looking like this. But I know what he's getting ready for.
No, I'll tell him. I'm actually getting ready to get a weave. I'm getting a
Oh
man's
my
weave.
God.
Yes, I am. And listen, y'all know I don't hide shit. I'm getting ready to get a man's weave. And so I had to grow my hair out. And I won't take my hat off, but I had to grow my hair out. I had to grow my beard out so that the look can look as authentic as possible. Yeah. So when you all
I
see
can't
this-
wait to see it.
Yeah, but now how long I'll keep it, I don't know. But I am getting it done.
Because it's going to itch the fuck out of him.
Damn! All right.
y'all.
Everybody, we'll see y'all
Y'all
later.
later. All right.